During last week, U.S. stock indices managed to add gains. Investors' reaction to Jerome Powell's testimony at the Jackson Hole Symposium was mostly positive. However, they are waiting now for the upcoming macroeconomic reports. On Tuesday, the U.S. is going to publish data on the Consumer Confidence Index. On Friday, the non-farm payrolls report is due. Both reports will have an impact on the stock market sentiment. Let's discuss in detail what's happening in the equity market. The Dow Jones rose the least in a week. It showed a mixed dynamic. However, its trading range coincided with our forecast, so there were no surprises for us. The index declined on Friday before the Jackson Hole Symposium as investors were bracing for the negative outcome. However, the result turned out to be more optimistic. U.S. key indices regained their positions quickly. Now the Dow Jones is trading at the level of 35,420. The current technical decrease is likely to continue for some time, so the index may stay in the range of 35,300 to 35,450. On Friday, the S&P500 grew to 4,530. As expected, it stumbled at 4,550 and went into correction. At the same time, it's too early to talk about a trend reversal. The uptrend still looks stable. In addition, the index recovers quickly from reaching lows or temporary drops. Of course, there are some risks for the instrument, but investors are clearly in no hurry to price them in. At the same time, it's necessary to remain cautious so that sharp movements do come as unpleasant surprise. In the meantime, after the correction is completed, the S&P 500 may move to the level of 4,550 and reach 4,580. NASDAQ Composite also hit its record high after the second quarter revenue of more than 75% large U.S. companies exceeded the level logged in 2019. It means that many businesses have been able to adapt to the new realities. However, the NASDAQ index has entered a correction, so a temporary rollback is possible. It's likely to resume an upward movement if the anticipated macroeconomic data turns out to be positive. The index is expected to remain in the trading range of 15,300 to 15,750. Catalent shares climbed by 0.35%. The world's largest provider of solutions for pharmaceutical and biotech companies is expected to acquire Bettera Holdings, the U.S. manufacturer of chewing and lollipop vitamins and dietary supplements, for $1 billion. PayPal shares rose after the news that it may enter the brokerage services market. Reportedly, PayPal is exploring a possible stock trading platform. There have been no official comments from the company about this yet. The shares of Etsy are steadily recovering, showing an uptrend for several weeks in a row. This growth is associated with the strengthening of purchasing power in the United States. In the meantime, we can only wait and study the current forecasts of analysts. Traders are awaiting a batch of important reports on the U.S. economy for August on Wednesday and Friday. This can cause sharp swings in the market. In addition, the fiscal year in the United States starts from September 1st. It may trigger a mass sell-off among funds. Investors should be ready for this. Well, this is the end of our video review. Stay tuned and don't miss new video reviews on InstaTV. Stay tuned.